In fact, all the World Cup heroes, TV classics like Only Fools and Horses, Tommy Cooper, Benny Hill, Bruce Forsyth, Ricky Gervais. There's Mary Berry, there's Bake Off, there's Harry Potter, there's Harry Redknapp, it's James Bond, James Corden, the Beatles, Elton John, Freddie Mercury, William Shakespeare, Sir David Attenborough, and of course we've got the Armed Forces, Winston Churchill, the key workers, care workers, the fantastic NHS, the Queen, God bless her, and everybody else. There's one other man. The other man is Captain Tom. Who said it wrong? Captain Tom Moore. We salute you all. I don't know if that worked. I didn't know if you could hear anything, but welcome to my house party, everyone. Hello. Let me have a look. Lyn Hawker, hello. Carol Patience. Thank you. Hello, people. And thank you for joining me on my house party. It is St. George's Day. And that's why I wear my red, white. You might be pleased to know. But we're going to talk to Phil Caville very shortly. Not yet, because as it's St. George's Day, I'm going to find a George. And I've only found Georgie Clark. George used to work with us. And George, fantastic.
How are you?
George, I love you dearly. How long ago did you work with us, George? Have you gone, George? Has Georgie gone? You're frozen, George. At the most important moment, George is frozen. And it's just me. Well, that was Georgie Clark. Oh, no! James R. Hearn, what are you doing there?
Hello, Mark. Can you hear me? Mark.
I was trying to talk to Georgie.
I'm sorry, Mark. I've just got a quick thing. Can I be in your big house party?
No.
Can I come to Southend?
Yeah, no. We're not letting you come to Southend either. James, you look fantastic. You look
Thanks,
fit.
Mark.
Well,
yes.
And I'm going to, funny enough, I would have got rid of you, but as George is gone, can you pretend you're called George?
Yes. Hello, I'm George. How can I help you?
I'm George. Well, it's St. George's Day, so it's lovely that you're on. George.
Oh, I'm George.
Yes, George. Tell me about yourself.
Well, Mark, it all began a long time ago, you know. I'm trying to think about George. I don't know a lot about him, to be honest, Mark.
No, you could have made it. Robert Greengrass just said, there's nothing like a frozen George. You don't need to help us. Don't make it worse. James, let's go back to you, because obviously that was too much of improvisation to say be a George, and you couldn't think of anything to say.
I'm so sorry.
The one time I'm going to say, okay, come on board. Susan Garrett, hello to you.
I don't know why we celebrate the George thing, Mark.
I'm just saying, Cal Patience said James Hearn's fabulous. No, he's not. Mark, hello, George,
back.
Get rid of him.
Mark, I live in the middle of nowhere and my internet just dropped.
It was such a great build-up that we got someone called George. And this is Georgie Clark, everyone, who used to work at Potters and still does when we do our Keep Fit breaks with the girls. And you do your own style of Keep Fit. In fact, George, you were fantastic at Potters with all our Keep Fit in the pool. We love you.
Someone put your heels back on. Okay, so that was a class. I taught a class a few years ago at the exercise and dance weekend in a pair of silver stilettos. But I think it might be making a return, Mark.
I hope so. And we will. And well, whenever we can get Patrick back, where we go. But George, how are you getting on? I mean, I know you're doing lots online and doing stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, so everything's changed loads. Normally, I've got a studio, a Pilates studio now, but obviously we can't be in a studio. So yeah, we're now teaching classes online. I've been super, super lucky. People have responded so well. I think everyone's just adjusting to the new normal.
I tell you what, though, isn't it amazing how quickly we adapt?
It's crazy, honestly, and the feedback is so good, and everyone's been so positive. It's lovely just to be in that kind of environment where everyone's just like, yeah, let's do this. Let's just make the best of this.
I know, mate. And it is because my wife does some dances with Kelley nearly every day. My daughter Sky, she does some yoga. Obviously, Nathan must be doing some yoga. Tracy O'Connell saying, "Lovely to see you, George."
Yeah, hiya Tracy and Debbie. Hiya Debbie.
Lovely. George was away. Don't insult George. George is better than that. George is up his game, haven't you, George?
I was everything at one point, weren't I?
Everything it was there, but your personality and everything came through, and you was always brilliant at all the Keep Fit and all the classes. So it's now you're making your own life doing it, George. So I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, it's going really well, but it's so good to be able to like come back to Potters and see all you guys. It really is like a little family, you know. When you return, everyone's just so lovely, and it's so good just to kind of walk back in and feel like you've never really left. It's an amazing place.
So George, I've got to ask you this. My wife I love your dog, by the way, George.
Yeah.
I love your dog. Labrador?
No, he's what I like to call a Heinz dog.
Not a real dog then.
Just a little bit of everything, Mark.
Yeah, one of those. We are like that. And some people are watching us on YouTube now. Isn't that fantastic? We've linked up to YouTube. So you can actually go and see us large on the TV, George. So you are coming out big and large.
I don't have a lot of in HD.
Sorry, wait a minute, George. James Hearn, stop sending messages. Get off, George. I want to do it. You don't even know how to spell two, James. That's my point. You're not intelligent enough. Come on. George, look, George, my wife wanted to ask you something personal.
Go on.
Because I'm useless at Keep Fit, and I'm saying to myself that it is time to get fit. She said, could I find a way of you doing a bit of personal training with me? Obviously, George, you do what I do, nothing. In fact, I do a little bit of walking now because I never walked in my life.
How about, let's make a deal. We'll do like some personal training stuff.
Got to be one-to-one because I won't do it if it's just like me.
And you can rock up in your green goddess wear, and I'll bring my blue unitard with a thunderbolt. You know it. The only point, I know what's going to happen. We're going to live feed it, and I'm going to look absolutely ridiculous and breathe in and get an oxygen. I feel like we need to make it happen.
George, and so is your partner working? Has he managed to not working, or what happens?
Working, shift 6 on 4 off, key worker. So
yeah,
it's not too bad. I get a lot of time at home doing what I want to do when I want to do it, so I'm not going to complain.
No. And let's face it, we never knew. We didn't have this existence. I was almost 24/7 at Potters, never be at home. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm hating the fact that she says don't do the gardening. And I've got big news. Guess what? The shed has arrived. Now, you might not know this, George, but I've ordered a shed about 4 weeks ago, and it's finally arrived today. The whole key is, how are we going to build it, Carol Ann? And Carol Ann just said, ask George, when is he going to do Fatty Keep Fit for me? That's Carol Ann.
So Carol asked me the other day to do a Fatty Keep Fit, and I kind of need to know what a Fatty Keep Fit is, because Keep Fit's not for fatty. It's for everyone. Everyone can do something. But so Carol, you need to tell me what you want, and I'll do it for you. I promise.
I think, though, I should do it with Carol Ann because that's probably my level. I'm getting a message. Amber Hardy, you sure you're going to be able to build the shed? No, I'm going to leave it to Roddy. And he took 3 hours to build a barbecue, put 3-4 legs on it.
And actually, it was the nicest barbie I've ever had.
Yeah, blame it. It was only a tiny one. And
it's going to last longer than
George, you are an angel for coming on. You are representing our national England. I hope you don't realise that's why I brought you on, George, to have a chat. And we love you.
Responsibility.
Yeah, it's a hell of a responsibility. But you are there. George, thanks for joining me. And you are one of the best personal trainers ever, let alone Pilates. I need something that can just blend in. Like a slosh.
A slosh.
I can do the slosh. I managed to get the slosh. I don't know if even people know what a slosh is. George, take care. I'm going to say goodbye to George. Thanks for coming on.
See you later.
George of England. Yes, England.
Hello, Mark.
Why? How are you doing this?
Can I do the Keep Fit, Mark?
No, James. No. I don't know why you're even coming on, James. I don't even want to talk to you because you guys. But look, who we got? I've got some birthday shout outs, and I'm hoping Phil Caville was sorting out his Wi-Fi. I'm going to get a thumbs up in a minute to say it is. But I will be letting you know, legendary, and I say legendary, Phil Caville. He's the longest serving ever, Jean Valjean and Les Miserables. We had a tremendous, incredible reaction to bring him home, which we posted on the Potters page. Phil is here, so I am. I'm gonna talk to him, ladies and gentlemen. Let's introduce you to legendary Jean Valjean. Here it is, Phil Caville.
Hello.
Hi, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for
I've got somebody who wants to see you.
Oh, is it Nutty Netta?
Hello.
It's Nutty Netta.
We go back.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hang on.
Oh, she's got. Well, how am I supposed to say hello to her? You put Nutty Netta. How are you, darling?
Hello. I'm all right. I've just finished Zooming all day.
Oh, it's a different
Zoom drama classes.
Is that what you're up to now? Can you put your space back to me, Phil? Are you moving away from you deliberately? Have you got it on the screen because her face disappeared there? Don't worry about it.
Oh, there you go.
Nutty Netta. Is that what you're up to then, darling? Lots of drama class.
Yeah, doing drama. Lots of drama class, yeah.
And does Phil join you in his classes?
Well, he's been recording some songs with the students, which is lovely.
I heard
he
one.
doesn't normally have time to do that.
I heard Amy. Is it Amy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what her surname is.
Yeah.
They did the prayer.
Amy, yeah.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely having someone from the West End Theatre and actually legend of that, singing for you? I mean, that's incredible. It's like, yes, we're going to sing to some. You can sing, join in with somebody now, and it's actually your partner, Phil Caville. It's quite exciting, isn't it? Hello, Debbie Cotterill saying we are not worthy. You are fabulous. Beth, your voice is fantastic.
Beth.
Do you know what, Phil? No one ever says that to me, Phil.
I find that very surprising. I find that very surprising indeed. Nobody says that to you.
Yeah, well, Phil, you've heard me now, mate.
Yeah.
You've heard me now. Now,
he's having his breakfast.
Why have you managed to get me? Why are you showing me your TV?
You got smaller.
Well, of course I have. You've just ruined it, haven't you?
There you go.
Right, Nutty Netta, get off for a minute. I want to talk to Phil.
Get off him.
Yeah,
Bye,
get off,
darling.
Nutty Netta.
Stay safe.
Yeah, I love you dearly. Nutty Netta used to come to Potters all the time, obviously with a different partner. I'm not telling you it was the Barneses. I don't want to cause this ruption of the fact that. But you've got Joseph and Willis. They stay with you all the time, the kids.
Yeah, Joseph Williams, they go between their dads and this house. So we have them for a couple of weeks and their dad has them for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it works. It works well, but it's just the normal thing with the boredom and stuff that kicks in with what we're going through at the moment. It's a bit of a nightmare. But I found that Spule thing that somebody put me onto, and I'm putting on tracks and trying to encourage the kids that Netta teaches to kind of like I'll obviously mostly duets or all duets, and then if I kind of record a duet, they can go onto the app and they can record a duet, with me. So Phil,
Phil, can I take you right back, Phil? I want to take you back.
Go.
In history.
Yeah.
How did you get to be Jean Valjean?
It's a long story. I'll cut really short.
Yeah.
When I was at school, it's like I say this sometimes when I used to do concerts. Do you know in our day, Mark? In our day, we used to have the answer machine, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where you used to leave your message saying, "Sorry, I can't." Well, you still can, but you know it was all the time there. And when you listen back to it, you think to yourself, "God, is that my voice?" Oh, yeah, terrible. And then I started to sing, and then people used to say to me, "You've got what a voice! You should do something professionally with that." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah.
So I was encouraged in that way, and then I started doing the bands and the clubs, and if you can do a working men's club in Moss Side, you can do Wembley Stadium. Let me tell you. So I did that kind of stuff, and then I started working. I auditioned. I was a sales rep for a stationery company in '85.
Yeah.
And I was still doing the semi-pro stuff, and then a bass player friend of mine phoned me up and said they're auditioning for backing singers for Joe Longthorne.
Mm-hmm.
So I went along to the audition. I had no music. I was in my suit. I had a briefcase, and I auditioned. And then 2 days later, they phoned me up and they offered me the gig. So I packed in my work. I went and toured with Joe Longthorne for 4 or 5 years, and then I was there with a girl.
I mean, Joe. I'm going to cut there. Joe Longthorne was fantastic, wasn't he? I mean, he's
amazing.
His vocal impressions. What a voice he had, and
I learned a lot from him.
He used to come to us, every year, and I used to know when he was even before the very best going at Pontins. I'm talking to you 1978 type thing. I was seeing Joe Longthorne there. So then how did you go for the Les Mis?
Well, I was working with Joe with a comedian called Hilary O'Neill. I'm sure you've heard of Hilary. Yeah,
of course.
And she was playing a show called Miss Saigon, and she used to play the soundtrack in her dressing room all the time. And I just fell in love with the music. And I thought to myself, when I get back to London, I'm going to audition for that. And I did. I auditioned for that. I was lucky enough to get in. I was in the chorus. I was understudy to the lead, which was the engineer. And it just, this is how it is. This is how luck would have it. I was on for the engineer when Mr. Cameron McIntosh popped in. He does it from time to time. If anybody doesn't know Cameron McIntosh, he's the main producer. He's the Andrew Lloyd Webber. There's the two main ones. You've got Andrew Lloyd Webber and you've got Cameron.
Yeah.
And he popped in and he said to the director, "Why haven't we seen this guy for Valjean in Les Mis?" And then I got a phone call a week later saying they want to see me for Valjean. And then I auditioned for Valjean, and then I got Valjean. So within the space of 6 or 7 years, I went from stationary rep to Joe Longthorne to Miss Saigon to the biggest male role in the West End. It was a bit of a roller coaster.
And of course, it was a unique role at the time because we were used to like the likes of Carl Wilkerson doing this, belting it out. And then suddenly I came and I watched you and I went like, oh my God. I was like, oh, look, that's June Hammond Shipman there, just sending a little message. Just saying, I want to say thank you again for taking out your day and making Carys' anniversary so special. That's Mum of Carys, who we did bring him home to.
That's lovely, June. It was my greatest pleasure. And I had a note from Jeff Layton as well, and he wishes you all the best. And he said he loved doing it for you, and I love doing it for you. And it was our greatest pleasure to do it. And I'm sorry you couldn't get out because of what's going on, but I hope that meant something.
Oh, no, thank you. But it was. Thank you, June. Love you dearly. And all the family and Connor. Now, so wait a minute. So are you telling me, Phil, that you suddenly now was the John Valjean who sang with his incredibly high voice, where I'm going like...
Mark. Jean Valjean, mate.
Yeah, don't keep saying that to me. You know, like I'm etiquette, mate. Jean Valjean. I mean, who do you know? You only played it for how many years? Tell me, 2 years? 3?
Oh, I don't know. I did it for. My biggest thing is that I was the longest running, so I did it for 3 years straight.
Yeah.
And then I kept coming back forward. My last stint was 2006.
Yeah.
Then I hung up my wig. And
of course, you had an accident, didn't you? That stopped you.
I did, yeah. 97. I was coming home. I was actually. I was doing sometimes because it's such a big thing that they don't do it so much these days. I don't think you had an alternate. So I was coming back I took a 6 month sabbatical, and they phoned me and said, "Well, that's where I met Jeff," and said, "Will I do the alternate for Jeff?" Which means Jeff does 6, then I do the 2. So I said, "Fine, yeah, no problem." So I was doing the show, and I was going home on my bike, and a car came out of a side turning when I was on the main road and just wiped me out, and that kind of it really finished my career because it was such a a massive accident, you know, 2 months in hospital, a year's recoup. And when you get back on stage, it's very hard in Les Mis because they have a revolve, which is that's the way they show you going through the years. And when you go from a standing start onto a revolve that's moving with a dodgy leg, if you go over, there's no coming back.
No.
So, and then you have to climb the barricade, you have to carry Marius, you have to, you know, deal with Javert. And it was just one of those things. It was a real kick in the bits and bobs, really. But, you know, these things are thrown at you, so you just crack on. But if I hadn't, I wouldn't have met this one.
Well, yeah, that's how life has those twists and turns. I say that about my.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back in the show now.
Yeah.
Just to get away from me.
Just to get away.
Alison, you're saying, Phil, your voice is outstanding, absolutely live. She loved Les Miserables, the musical, so emotional. Great to hear from a cast member, and thanks for doing these link ups for me. She's saying thanks for me doing it as well. I don't normally get a thank you for that, but you are. Phil, so what's your plans now? Because I know you're doing. We had you at Potters, didn't we? We had you come down at Potters and do.
I've been down to Potters several times and done little bits for you, and it's great. I mean, what you do down there is fantastic, and it's such a shame, you know, how things are at the moment that everything's on hold. Everything will I'm sure will come back. It's going to take time. Yeah. But I love Potters, a real professional setup, and obviously you're the cement underneath it all, where you have been in my eyes anyway.
And like the old root, and that very old root, like an old tree coming up. Gavin Bates was saying, can I ask you to come and join me for the South End Pavilion?
Absolutely no problem. If you build it, they will come.
Yes, we just hope it actually goes on. It's still in June. They haven't cancelled it yet. And to be honest, Phil, there's a bloke called James Ahern that I could get rid of, and you could take his place.
Oh, James! I know James because James. When I finished at Les Mis, I bought my own pub restaurant, and James Hearn was living in the village of that pub restaurant.
Incredible.
And James Hearn used to say, "When are we going to sing together? When are we going to sing together?"
I bet he did.
And I just saw him on here, and not only is he trying to sing to me, he's cut all his hair off to look like me.
Oh, no.
That's enough, James.
Oh. He's one of those classic people. I mean, I love James, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Whatever comes first, whether we get Potters open or we get back to the South End Pavilion, I hope that we'll ask you on anyway. We'll bring you on. We'll get you on. And wouldn't it be nice if we could we try and repeat that? Bring him home at Potters. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
That would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, I know.
Phil,
he's coming on, isn't he? It's James Hearn.
Phil,
tell James Hearn to get off because he keeps breaking up. James, get off.
Phil, can I sing with you?
I can't do anything when you're on. All I'm getting is.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah, he's gone. Phil is gone.
There you go. I've got nothing. Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
I'm going to say.
I
know Jeff lives in Germany now.
Yeah.
So, but if we could do that and revisit it when Ju's there, when her mum's there, how amazing would that be?
I think the world is our oyster as soon as we open, and it will open. We just got to wait for it. We're going to sit at home, all locked down, but it will eventually open, and we won't know what hit us. I'm going to say a great big special thank you, Phil. And if you wanted to sing some songs or put some songs down, by all means, send them to Nigel and we'll show it on our
I will do, no problem.
That'd be fantastic. We get lots of requests for that. Phil, thanks for coming on. You are a legend. Nutty Netta.
You're very welcome.
Nutty Netta, thank you. Give a love to all the family. Give Joseph and William a big hug. They're probably still in bed, are they, teenagers? Take care, Phil. There we are, Phil. How lovely is that? So before James Hearn tries and gets on, I don't even know how he gets on. I'm going to try and I'm going to have to talk to you, Mike, about that. He's got a secret. Now, look, I've got some quick shout outs. I'm trying to get Jeff the poet on because he's a mate, a real close mate. And Johnny Love is saying, love the new Facebook chat. You're doing such a great job. No doubt, Johnny. No doubt you'll be on it eventually. There'll be a long list. I've got a long list for you. But look, let me do a shout out. Let me have a look. Angie, Paul Alexander. Paul Alexander. Is that Keith Alexander's brother? Paul is 60 today. I had a little note to say hello to Keith as well. Paul's 60th birthday. Happy birthday to you. I might get back to you in a minute, Keith, because you asked me a question and I never even managed to talk about it. You asked me a little shout out. Ellie is 16. Ellie is 16. Michelle, your daughter Ellie is one of our wonderful girls who actually, you know, when they grow up at Potters and she does a bit of gymnastics, and then she suddenly put, we did The Greatest Showman, and she did this fantastic contortionist. I don't know other word. I can't think what it is, but it was very special. Ellie is 16. Incredible. Happy birthday to you, Ellie. Yesterday, I don't know if I mentioned Alan Ward's birthday because I looked at Bev's. So Alan Ward was the big 60. And I've got another big shout for Big Alan. Big Alan, whose 70th birthday. Why? He's a West Ham supporter. West Ham, up your irons. But Big Alan is actually working at the Nightingale's Hospital at this moment. And he's laying oxygen pipes. And I think he's got to put oxygen pipes to 4,000 beds. And he's, I know, Alan, you do that with your brother, don't you? I'm trying to think, can I remember who your brother called? I think your brother's called Al. I'm not sure. I might have wrote that wrong. But Big Alan, a big happy birthday to you. And once again, he was gutted. He had VIP tickets to go to West Ham. And yes, Paul is my little brother. Got it, Keith. I'm right. So there you are. And so big happy birthday to you, mate. I'm gutted for you because talking about West Ham, it was West Ham against Norwich this weekend, wasn't it? And I was going to go with Jeff Pike, Jeff Pike. I was going with him. We got tickets. We were looking over it. Thank you, Lyn. See Parky the Brewer. No, I don't think it's ever going to be Parky the Brewer. So there we are. Happy birthday to you. Who else I want to say? Phil. Tell Jeff to go on what's line. Jeff the poet is ringing me because I wanted to talk to him.
He's never sent him a link.
Of course I sent him a link.
Yeah, it's on WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp. So listen, I'm going to try and find that while we do that. But what was I talking about? See, he's gone. Isn't it awful when you get to this age, you was talking about something? Anyway, forget it. I'm not even going to talk about that now because, Jeff, you ruined that conversation. And I was trying to talk to you. Jeff can't find the link. I sent it on Messenger, Jeff.
Messenger, then.
I sent it on Messenger. The link was easy. Why? You know, and I wanted to talk to Jeff because he's had the virus. I wanted to ask him what it is like and chat to him. He's a really old mate. He used to do the badminton and the sports breaks. And he knew Aaron Frith, who we talked to yesterday, of all the family, because they all came on the sports breaks. So trying to find it on Messenger and try and link up is useless, isn't it? Useless. Right. Keith Alexander, you asked me a message, sent me a message. I think so did Tina Steele, actually. What was my background? Pretty exciting now, I'm going to tell you. I know I'm trying to think how far back should I go. But as a child, I'm going to tell you, you know, I do a lot of cheating. I know people won't say that. Somebody wrote to TripAdvisor saying, I had a fantastic holiday, but Champions Hour, the Challenge House, I felt disgusting that Mark Brewer cheated. And I suppose when I announced that in 35 years we have never lost, I suppose the clue was in the announcement that we never lost. She didn't appreciate it, and she wrote to TripAdvisor saying I ruined a holiday because of it. But let me tell you, when I went to school, hi, Max. I hope you're practicing your song, Max, because I'm going to start bringing some children up at the weekend to try and sing an odd song for me. So practice it, Max. So, yeah. So I was at school Why are you saying you cold? Why not? I'm putting the jumper on because it's red and white for England. Stop sending me messages about why you not got your t-shirt on. No, this is for England, red and white, guys. St. George's Day. Funny what people say. Now, at school, I was rubbish. I'm not a sportsman. People said, you do football, do this. No, I was rubbish at everything. And then we get an annual, every year, form for cross country. You had to go. And where we lived at Wallingham, there was a Dobbins. And there was a Dobbins that went down the hill and then back up the hill at a different angle. And then you come all the way round and then you came back to the school. Well, I got volunteered, like your whole class gets told, no, you're in it. And at the time, my former teacher went, Mark, you're in. I said, I don't, man. Teacher, I don't. Anyway, so my point is, Phil, why are you back, Phil? Why are you putting that up? That's not Phil. This is Jeff, the poet. Jeff, well, you're not a genius, are you? You're not a genius.
I've looked everywhere apart from Messenger.
Yeah, you are the most stupidest man I met. Now, look, turn yourself up. Wait second, Jeff, because I want to tell them with this cross-country run, and don't forget, I'm only now 14 years old. We all went as a format. Off we went, running down, and everybody charges down. I'm at the back, like I was, trying at the back. And instead of going down the hill, I ran across the hill. And literally the mates of the form all followed me, and we went round the hill. Stop showing that Arsenal shirt. And I'm going round. I went across the hill. Well, of course, we won the race, and the form teachers jumping up and down. And I can't believe it that we won the race. Well, of course, you know what happens. They sort of said, "How did we win? We never saw you." I had to stand up at assembly and got totally no, I wasn't embarrassed because I found this hilarious, but I got to stand up with all my form mates to be told these boys are cheaters. They cheated, and we had to do. We had a week's dissension cross country. We had to go and run that thing every day. I'm just saying. I think I've always been a cheater. Background, Keith. I know it doesn't help you, but that's a little bit. And I might tell you lots more of my background as I go along over these chats. Not now though, because it's Jeff Watson, who obviously is showing me he's an Arsenal supporter. I think I'm wearing Arsenal today. I hate it. I just realised I've got the red and white on. Jeff.
I've got your old football boots here as well,
look. It's those my football boots. Don't believe it, mate. That's how old I am. Yeah. Are they signed?
They are.
Jeff?
No, they're not signed by anybody.
Oh, right. So they're just rubbish then. It's just rubbish.
No, they're a collector's piece of old...
Can I announce, Jeff, while you was trying to get on, that you've had the virus?
I have.
So tell us, what is it like? What's the feeling like?
The strangest thing was probably losing sense of taste and smell.
Yeah.
Being able to eat English mustard off a spoon and not notice it.
And you really couldn't taste it.
Couldn't taste it, man. Just very, very tired all the time, lethargic.
And did you have back fever?
Yeah, fever. But I only had the temperature for a day, about 24 hours. Sweats, night sweats. Hot and cold during the day, stomach ache, but the most thing is weird smell and taste thing, and not being able to walk down the stairs without feeling like I need to sit down and have another rest. So and you what I call is a fit veteran. Do you mind me saying a vet? Because you play football, vet, don't you? Yeah.
I mean, you are a fit veteran. You would say that you'd be shocked to think that you couldn't actually just walk a little way and then feel out of breath.
It was tough, and I tried to do a 5K run the other day for the charity. Got 2 miles, and I was wheezing like a 90-year-old who's runs 40 a day. So it's still not 100%, but getting there.
And your voice sounds a little bit like it as well. Don't feel like you've got your crystal clear wide boy.
I think that's just age, and I'm live on telly, so I'm trying to be posher.
So Jeff, Mark, only real supporters go football, not Jeffy. Hello, Alison's having a dig. She's a West Ham supporter.
So I'll kick her daughter out of my house.
Yeah, you'll know it. Look at the rubbish in the wall. I know. So Jeff, how long have you been coming to Potters then, Jeff? Because you originally came to us
1920. So not since 1920, but
no,
since I was 1920. So around about 30 years.
30 years. So you came when originally, was it the sports
Lily.
break?
Yeah, sports break with Lily, helping Lily Ruffle coach.
The Ruffles, yeah, who were, again, tremendous people, and Norman. So that's it. Try and get that off. And then, lo and behold, Jeff, lo and behold, I didn't really know you as well. I mean, I used to chat to people, but I didn't know you like a mate like you are now, that we go on holiday and go cruising, and we go to Barcelona, and we've shared lots of sort of holidays. We went to Cheltenham, which we probably shouldn't have gone to Cheltenham.
That's probably why I've got the virus.
That's probably, fortunately, I crossed my fingers, I never got it at that time. But then what I'm saying is you actually came, we used to have talent shows, you got up and tried to be a comedian, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you got the wrath of my humour, because I just went, that's not funny. It's just not funny. It just went like this silent. You had a silent death as you tried to be funny, and nobody was funny. And what was funny was me going like, yeah, can you tell us a better joke? And it got worse and worse. But then the next year, and this is true, you turned up and said, no, I'm not doing comedy anymore. I said, what are you doing then? He said, I'm doing poetry.
It's true.
And you wrote this very, actually weird, shocked me, because you wrote an emotional poem. It wasn't like a funny one. It was just an emotional one about your
first day at school.
Yeah, first day at school, and what it was like. And so then from then on, I said, it's Jeff the poet. And so from that on, you started writing funny poems, which we loved. And a lot of the people don't realise that, again, I used to make them get up. And then to make it even worse, I did a Challenge Jeff poem, and I went to the Atlas Theatre and said, right, give me 10 words around the audience, 10 words. So Jeff, I'm not going to do it now because we've talked too much, but because I had to wing it a little bit, and James Hearn ruined it, really. He just, but I'm going to do it next time. I'm going to call you on in about a couple of days, but in 2 days I'm going to try and get people send me a word, just one word. And then if we can get 10 of them, and literally we'll get much more than 10, but we'll get someone in the office or the PA. I haven't got a PA, but it sounds good though, doesn't it? And we'll pick 10 words to try and for you to write a poem. And then we'll bring you back the next day. Now, we'll see if you can do that. And Zazara said, we love your poems. There are people who listen to it. So, Jeff, I'm going to say a great big thank you to you, mate.
My pleasure, mate.
You're still at Brentwood?
I am, yeah.
You're Brentwood?
Still working at still doing a bit of work, living at home most of the time.
And you're with the Brooms, aren't you? Finance.
Yeah, going to Brooms occasionally, Brooms Financial Consultants. Just a plug. You need equity release for you soon, because you're getting old, aren't you?
Yeah, you know it, mate. Thanks for cheering me up. Give my love to Karen, because she got it. She got the virus, but not as bad as you, didn't she?
We get it worse, man. We get it worse. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and also Callum, is he still in America?
He's flying back on the 4th of May now. He lands on the 5th, so we'll hopefully see him in 10 days' time. So
and he's doing a football.
Still at college, playing soccer. Yeah, doing well. Yeah. First team in America last
again,
year.
Great footballer. He's a great footballer. Better than you, Jeff, in the days when you used to terrorise our defence on a Friday football match.
Yeah, but as you mentioned earlier, but you used to did cheat.
I used to referee. It's the only way.
You had a cup of tea. You always had a cup of tea.
No one would have seen a referee sit in the middle with a cup of tea and chunk of biscuits and blowing a whistle. Jeff, give my love to Sophie as well. We love you dearly. You're a real best, one of my best mates. Jeff, take care.
So, mate.
Take care, mate. Bye. Goodbye to Jeff Watson. And we're going to do that. I'm going to ask you to send me, please, some words, one word. Try and make it hard. Think of a word, and he has to try and find. Jennifer Money sent her word for Jeff is freedom. I probably could have done it there and then, Jeff, thinking about it. You probably would have reacted so quickly, you people, that I could have done that. But I'll get some words, and then I'll call Jeff back. I won't tell him what the words are. We'll and then give him sort of a 35, 45 minutes to try and do it. That's what I'll do. So with that in mind, everyone, I was trying to get somebody on to do Are You Smarter Than a 10-Year-Old? And I'm hoping, Jeff, are we going to take, have you come back, Jeff?
Well, I'm just saying, watching.
Look, come here. I'm going to test you, Jeff, because you've got to beat Jacko. Sky Pie. I'm going to call Sky. Come in.
Is she a quiz master?
I'm hoping. I'm thinking Amber Hardy's going to try and beat this. But yesterday we tried it once. Hello, Sky. And Jacko suddenly appeared at the end, and he went, "Look, I want to do the challenge." So this is a kids' questions for up to 10 years old. You got to try. Have we got a timing?
Oh,
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll go and get the
clock.
Get my clock.
There you go.
So you only have 30 seconds, Jeff.
Right. To get as many as I can.
What I'm going to do today, I'm going to change it because Jacko was rubbish. He hesitated. He spent about 10 seconds on one question. So look, we're going to give you the whole 10.
10 questions.
10 questions, and I'm going to time it. And when you finish it, that will be what will set it up.
Right.
Jacko, you were rubbish. You were never going to win. But don't forget, 10-year-olds to do this. I'm going to ask Sky.
Okay, you set questions, yeah?
Okay, are you ready, Jeff?
Yeah, I look like I've got boobs though. So.
Yeah, you have, haven't you? You've really put a bit of weight on. All right, are you ready, Jeff?
Yes.
And here we go then. On the question, you got to do it as fast as you can and answer as quick as you can. Don't hesitate. If you don't know, just say don't know. Are you ready? Let's do it.
What magical item does Aladdin use to fly on?
Magic carpet.
Yes. Of what African country was Nelson Mandela president?
South Africa.
What are the colours of the 5 Olympic rings?
Yellow, red, blue, green, black.
Yes.
What do tadpoles turn into?
Frogs.
Which is the largest ocean in the world?
Atlantic.
In which Australian city is the Opera House?
Sydney.
What is the largest country in Scandinavia?
Sweden.
What is the name of Peter Pan's pirate enemy?
Captain Hook.
As he's done it. He's done
One more.
Which planet is closest to the sun?
No, you ain't finished. What?
It's gone over! You was over ages ago.
Well, you stopped on 9.
Got to do 10 questions.
Why have I got a div on myself?
No, you said 30 seconds in this time.
No, darling, I've changed it.
Now.
So,
Okay.
right, forget
No,
it.
you
Jeff.
can add
10
5
questions.
seconds on.
No, I'm going to.
Last question.
No, Jeff,
That's fine.
you got one wrong.
What?
You got one wrong, and Sky wasn't listening. That I'm going to let you do all 10 questions.
Right, I'll do a new set of questions then.
No, you can't start again, darling. That's it. I'm going to stop and start. Jeff,
One question.
one more question.
Yeah, okay.
If you get it right, I won't add it. I'll just start it from that second because you've stopped on 45 seconds.
Right.
Okay. But you got one wrong. I'm going to tell you it in a minute. But what was the one question, Sky? Get ready.
Ready?
Go.
Yes.
Which planet is closest to the sun?
Pluto.
You got it wrong, Jeff.
Isn't that like the furthest one away?
That's like the furthest one away. After all that, even Alison Belcher would have said you're useless, Jeff. You're not useless.
Go on, have a go. Alison.
You are better.
That's the best one we've had, Jeff.
You beat Jacko. You beat Jacko.
Questions, Sky.
I've put 45 seconds. 45 seconds, and you got 8 right. The one you got wrong was you said Atlantic, didn't you?
Pacific. Yeah.
It was the Pacific.
Yeah.
You knew it, Jeff.
And the rings.
50-50.
And what rings?
He got the rings. He said like, oh no, did he get
No.
that right? Got
Yeah.
that right?
Keep it up.
You got the Olympic things right.
Yeah.
The sun.
Sky, you-
Who's the sun?
He doesn't tell me the rules before, so
she comes on.
miscommunication.
She blames me, Jeff. She blames
What's
me.
nearest the sun? What planet's nearest the sun?
Mercury.
Oh, right. Should have got
No.
that.
Paula saying, I've never seen luck like that. Jeff, you went, so go, mate. Say goodbye.
Sorry, Jeff. I thought you'd done really well.
That sets the Amber Hardy, I don't know what happened to you, darling. I'm sure I gave you the link. Obviously, you haven't even know how to turn it on. So, look, that's it, everyone. Just quickly, Katie, I started at Pontins. That's all I'm saying. Pontins. That was my initial things. I did lots of things before that as a kid, like stages, and did a lot of amdrams. And the only thing I just caught things up. I just found I have the art of having things going wrong. So I think that's what I do. I'm going to say thank you, everyone. I think I've been too much. I've been too long again. Thank you for joining us for the house party. Who am I going to bring on tomorrow? Hey, I'm going to bring on Ben Haig. Ben, Ben is a film star. Now, you might not recognise the name, but Ben's been coming to Potters since he was a kid. He still is a kid. In fact, I don't know how old he is. He might be 14, 15. I don't know. He might be 16. But he was in Conjuring 2. Conjuring 2. He was in Victorian and Abdul. He was on Polar Express. I'm going to say to you, and thank you for joining us, Lynn, Jackie, say everyone, lots of you wrote messages. I'm going to have a look at it. Thank you, Christine. Jenny Haig, tomorrow I'm going to talk to your son, Ben, and see what it's like being a film star. He went to Hollywood. I want to hear about that. So Sky's there to you all. And
Ciao for now.
who are you going to call?
Mark Brewer.
I should have planned it. It's Happy St. George's Day. Be proud. My wife's there. She didn't want to come on because it's St. George's Day and she's Scottish.
No, that's right.
So she didn't want
Got my little Scottish flag.
And to you all and all of England, and be proud of it English. There'll always be an England, and England shall be free.